Welcome back to another edition of Berrien Birders. This week, Christyn and I return with our trip to Puerto Rico.
Oh my goodness, Puerto Rico, get ready to sweat.
Get ready to sweat and get ready to drive some interesting roads. On this day, we went to the Maricao State Forest, which is a high elevation area in the southwest part of the island, where in theory you can see elfin woods warbler, a bird you can pretty much only see there. And I won't leave you in suspense. We didn't see an elfin woods warbler. We did see one or two other things, but it's worth talking about. Getting to this place was an adventure.
Okay, so for people who aren't afraid of anything, childbirth with no meds, roller coasters, ropes courses. This was scary. You thought you might actually lose your life because there are one-lane roads on these mountains and they're a little steep.
They're one-lane roads and they're actually two lanes. And every now and then you are driving along and then the road stops and the cliff starts and you realize I need to make a left turn immediately.
That, and if you have anything on your lap, it's bound to end up on the floor, I found, a little to my dismay.
Because every now and then, again, this is the Puerto Rican highlands, and to go up, you also sometimes have to go down, and sometimes the roads were steep enough that we were canting forward, and what was on Christyn's lap ended up on the floor. So let's get to some of the Puerto Rican endemics. This is Puerto Rican Tanager. As we all know, tanagers are beautifully colored birds with many bright colors that will astound and astonish you.
Like this one.
Yeah, it's charcoal and gray.
Still cute though, look at it.
Charcoal and dishwater gray. There's a similar kind of bird in Colombia that's very dull, and I honestly don't remember its name, but it's also a tanager and probably the same class. But again, if you want to see a Puerto Rican tanager, you have to go to a few of these places. And we could talk about pretty birds, but we want to wait until the very end to really get into some of that. How about this pretty plant?
Carrasco. This thing puts poison ivy to shame.
I didn't walk through it.
No, we didn't test it, but we were told that if we think anything is bad in Michigan or the United States at all for that matter, just try touching this thing.
This makes poison ivy look like your favorite brand of Kleenex. Along those lines, here's some caterpillars that look like they would also break you out in a rash if you even breathed anywhere close to them.
They're big too. Like these things are like bigger than your finger.
Yeah, I was glad that they were in a tree a little ways away. I thought they might have been malachite butterfly, which is what this is, caterpillar, since the color scheme is similar. It turns out they're a kind of Caribbean sphinx moth, which you can find on a few of the islands. And then there were Puerto Rican Toddies. Was definitely the place that we had our best view, and this bird made this walk one of the funnest walks that I've experienced in my life.
Yeah, it was fun once you found the bird. Before then, yeah, a little hot. These wonderful nature videos, they never show you what it takes to get there. Swat the bugs, wipe the sweat.
And then enjoy this bird. So these are kind of a cross between a jacamar, which for those of you who haven't been to the tropics is kind of like a land kingfisher, and a hummingbird. This bird is a little bigger than a hummingbird and darts and dashes around similarly. These seem to be in the breeding season, that we were not using playback to attract these, and yet the males were sitting there displaying, and frequently there would be a female kind of orbiting around, just kind of checking out, seeing if she was buying what the male was selling.
Oh, he'll give it for free.
Well, we were buying it. These random Puerto Rican pea plants were buying it. Different orchids. I think this was a vanilla orchid. I could have that wrong.
Yeah, pretty much whenever we turned around from the walk, Matt was videoing something.
I mean, it could be a sister butterfly. There's sister butterflies in California. We don't have any of them here in the Midwest. I don't know how widespread this one is, and I probably should have looked up its name, but it's certainly a very beautiful butterfly.
This one was tinier, I think. This guy was big. This guy was, what, 14 inches?
Okay, I was going to go 7 or 8, but
Nah.
somewhere between those two. And let's go back to these toddies, which had to be really kind of the charismatic bird, very much of the trip, that I'd never seen a toddy before. And the fearlessness of these birds rivaled any kind of hummingbird. This is not cropped in. This bird is just works around in the brush and is kind of looking at you. And we had to see 5 or 6 different pairs of these over the course of this walk.
Yeah, it was amazing. So darling. And really, you could have caught it with a butterfly net. Never dream of that, but it was that close.
As opposed to these guys, pearly-eyed thrashers were kind of the opposite. You could hear them constantly and very rarely see them, as opposed to the toddies on that walk that would frequently pop up in front of you, and then you would realize that little insect sound that you'd been listening to had in fact been one of the coolest birds of the trip the whole time. Here's Puerto Rican woodpecker, another bird endemic to Puerto Rico that you can only find there. This guy's going up a cecropia tree, and if you've been to the tropics, you need to know what a cecropia tree is because they're a very distinctive tree, kind of very wide open, and you can frequently see birds in them.
Look, it's scared of the wasps.
It must have been in fruit because the wasps were clearly kind of buzzing around something, and the woodpecker's interested in something, and I'm assuming it's the fruit and not actually wasp or wasp larvae. It's possible it's trying to raid the wasp nest. But it's kind of like an acorn woodpecker, but one that all the details kind of got left out, and their creator decided to just go, we're going to go big block colors on this one.
You know, spectacles are so cute. And when we saw this, we were actually at the top of a really old tower that looked like a castle that you wound all the way up to the top in it, and it had these neat rectangular windows.
Yeah, fire watcher in Puerto Rico was apparently a job description back in the 1930s when the CCC was doing their different projects, and that included some of those towers in Puerto Rico. But it made for a great way to see a bird that I think we really only saw it well there. But thanks for tuning in. We've got a few more Puerto Rican videos and lots more from Southwest Michigan.
Let's go.
Like, comment, subscribe.